Alright, y'all, another driving video. I'm sorry I look rough. I just woke up. You know how it is. I'm gonna end up animated by the end of the video, so just rock with me. I've been sick, and again, excuse the steering wheel. I've been sick the last couple days, so it's a strain to talk right now. So excuse that as well. But anyway, I'm Kay Lane, and y'all don't care about none of this. Y'all just want the review, right? So I'm gonna give y'all whatever pops up first. What is it? Basketball Wives. Alright, so it was 2 episodes for some reason. There was an episode Sunday night and an episode last night, Monday. Sorry, I'm exiting the neighborhood and we got grass puddles and things. But I really hope y'all can hear me because I ain't been able to talk the last 2 days, so I'm doing my best here. But okay, so Basketball Wives, we're gonna do episode 4 and episode 5 because they were all there together. Excuse the steering wheel. Jackie, Christy, Kristen, and Evelyn have a meetup for some reason. I gotta tell you, sorry. They have a meetup, and they're just, you know, Jackie wants Evelyn to meet Kristen, and, you know, it's like, I think she'll like you, that kind of thing. You know, kindred spirits, I want y'all to meet type of situation. And they, you know, they get together and they click automatically. It's not, you know, no shade, no beef, nothing like that. It's just kind of a cool convo. And they kind of commiserate over how all three have had miscarriages. And basically, Evelyn and Kristen kind of connect a little bit more to Jackie because it's hard for anybody to connect with Jackie, but also, ooh, this man is driving and his hat done flew out the window. But it's a little harder for anybody to connect with Jackie, but it's harder for them because they have had these miscarriages in the last year. So this is fresh, you know, fresh on their minds and spirits. So they kind of click up about that, and it's very touching. I didn't, you know, I'm not a mushy person. Well, y'all might not know, but I'm not a particularly mushy person. But it touched my heart. Let me see. So, and before I get to the next part, I'm gonna go this way. Before I get there, I want to say that Evelyn needed Kristen to talk to. She needed somebody, you know, because she keeps saying until you go through that, you won't know that pain, you won't feel that, you know. So she needed Kristen, you know, to kind of help her get through it a little bit, you know. She needed somebody who not only has gone through it, but just went through it, you know, recently. So, but then we get over to Jackie talking about the book signing. And she says, you know, I came in humble and all of this. And Kristen was like, no, you didn't. You came in storming the kingdom. You came in giving, you know, the minute you walked in the joint, I could tell you were a man of distinction. Real good looking, deep pockets, real good looking and so fine. Wouldn't you like to know what's going on in my mind? So let me get right to the point. I don't pop my cork for every guy I see. Hey, big spender, you gotta excuse. Spend a little time with me. This is my first time singing in like 4 days, so pardon it. But that's how she walked into the room, you know. She was sashaying and giving very much, you know, hey, big spender when she walked in. But so Kristen calls her out and was like, no, you didn't walk in giving humbleness. You came in with that Cookie Lion jacket on, giving fever. And Jackie was like, I did? That was not my intention. Oh, no. And it's like, okay, Jackie, we know you're crazy, so we're going to kind of let you slide, but good Lord. But Tammy and Shani meet up to talk about the book signing as well. And, you know, Tammy's just giving a recount of what happened. She's giving, you know, so there I was, and I look up, and here comes Jackie Christie, and she was giving the minute you walked in the joint. I really love that song. But yeah, so she gets up and she recreates Jackie's walk and it's dead on. And it is just everything I needed in that moment. And Shani, of course, is cackling because Shani don't do nothing but come to the function, cackle, and then leave and call somebody and say, so what are we going to do about the problems? Because you are having issues and I just don't know. I don't want to be in the middle of it. But you're sitting in the middle cackling. Okay, girl. But let me see. Shani decides she's going to take on the role of the mediator. And then, excuse me, we get to, okay, so Evelyn and Shani's driving, Evelyn's in the passenger seat. I'm not sure if she's wearing a hospital gown or was this an outfit. I just didn't know as far as Evelyn. And then they get into talking about Jackie Christie, and Evelyn says something that really, honestly, if you are trying to be friends with somebody, you would not say this type of thing, and you definitely would not say it on TV. But, you know, we'll see at the reunion, I guess. Does Basketball Wives, do they do reunions? I don't know. But if they have one, we'll see it. But just Evelyn goes into, Jackie Christie is the type of woman, and this is really disgusting, to put peanut butter on her vagina and let a dog lick it off. I was so outdone because I'm a visual person. Anything anybody says comes to me in pictures. So that took me out. You know, it immediately clocked me out of the game. I just couldn't. And just, I mean, y'all supposed to be trying to be friends, and you doing, and then Shani in the driver's seat just cackling. You know, I can't get a good cackle today because my throat. But, you know, Shani's cackling, and I'm just like, y'all are just the worst friends, excuse the steering wheel, on the face of God's earth. If anybody said something like that about me, or, you know, implied something like that, I would just be through. But, you know, Jackie ain't gonna be through. At the reunion, it's gonna pop up, she gonna be mad, and then next season, you know, she may be mad for episode 2, and then they gonna be best friends again. It's just, it was so nasty though. And then they talk about showing up to her function. You know, Jackie wants to have a wine safari, which, I mean, if you put wine on any type of event, I guess it's a thing. You know, we having a wine car wash. We having a wine safari. Yeah, come on down to the church, we having a wine baptism. Like, you can just put wine in front of anything and I guess make it a thing now. That's what the girls doing. That's what the middle-aged wine drinking moms are doing now. Oh yeah, we having wine and donuts. They're doing painting with a twist, which is wine and painting. Like, girl, will y'all just... I guess this is better than those moms that bring their own wine to everything and look retarded. I guess you should... Or not retarded, I didn't mean to say retarded. Look, alcoholic is what they look like. I guess if you show up and they already got the liquor, you know, makes you feel... I don't know. It just sounds... It sounds very much like those wine mom memes on the internet. You know, they got the wine mom and the vodka aunt. It's like, girl, you don't have to have wine at every function. I wouldn't want to be around a bunch of wild animals drinking wine. I just would not. Because if I get just a little tipsy, my judgment, it's not going to come together for the glory and honor of our Lord Jesus Christ, amen. But I'm going to keep it rolling. I just don't understand why they talking about this woman and then saying, oh yeah, I'm going to be at her function. That's not me. I'll talk about you down, and then I won't be at your function. I just want... There are very few people that I talk about and show up to their function. Those few people are my mama, my grandmama. Oh Lord, stay with it. Pardon, I almost missed my turn. My mama, my grandmama, and like my sisters. And it's not like... I'm not saying anything as ludicrous as she putting peanut butter on her vagina and letting the dogs lick it off. I'm not saying nothing that kind of crazy. I'm saying, you know, she get on my nerves, but I'm still show up. That kind of simple talking about. But whatever, they go into the function. We switch over to Kristen, and I didn't catch her man's name because I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, don't care nothing about these two. I mean, from just under the heart, almost from my lungs, from the top of my lungs, I don't care about these two, if that's anatomically correct. But Kristen and shut your mouth or shut your truck. Kristen and old boy are having dinner. He apparently has been out of town, out of state, out of our lives. But they pop back in, you know, he pops back in and she's saying, you know, our daughter was so glad to see you and yada yada, and I'm glad to see you. And then she proceeds to start begging for a wedding ring. And I'm like, ma'am, miss, daughter, come to mother, come. Shut your mouth. Stop begging this man. See, this is the thing that the girls don't understand. There is absolutely no reason to chase a man. If he wants you, he wants you. If he don't, he don't. You ain't got to chase behind him. If he wants you, he will follow up with you. And oh Jesus, she begging for the ring, and he's sitting over there telling her, don't play with me. We're not even finna do, don't do that. And it's like, girl, that's your cue right there. Get your child support and go. What's her name? Kaya told us in her hit song, Get It and Go. I think it's called Get It and Go. You better get that dick and go. And don't call that nigga no more. Get it and go. Get it and go. And don't call that nigga no more. I cannot. And she's just sitting over there. And she's giving, oh, my ring. My finger is bare. It's so dry. Shut up. Shut up. Why are you begging this man to marry you? You already got a baby by him. So you already going to be taken care of, you know, as far as that. Why do you... And she talking about, he my perfect man, he my dream man. Apparently not, because your dream is to be married and he ain't marrying you. I'm tired. They'll raise my pressure. Let me see. So they get to the wine safari and Jackie's cheese is hard, and she's talking about she done hired a caterer, and I'm like, you hired somebody to cater cheese, ham, and crackers for real? And they don't eat the cheese. You know, I almost broke a tooth, and Jackie hollering, I got a fake tooth in the front, and it just almost came out over the sheet. and the caterer you hired a caterer to get you those little platters that be at the front of Walmart. Just go into Walmart. You ain't even got to go all the way in. Go in there, grab one of them platters, 2 of them, maybe. You know, get the one with the cheese and crackers and fruit, and then get the one with the pepperonis and crackers. Get 2 of them and come on out of there. What are y'all doing? Rich people just do not know how to live. But anyway, they drinking wine, and you know, Jackie Christie is on her 4th glass, and Shani ain't even drank hers yet. And I looked at Kristen, and I said, "Is that a panty girdle Mama got on?" But it was biker shorts, which all in all, biker shorts, panty girdles, and Spanx are in the same family. So I was just shook. I was like, "Why is this woman out here at the function in her drawers?" And even Jackie and the girls, was it Jackie or Evelyn? Evelyn, because Evelyn is upset. She likes Kristen, but she does not like her fashion. And I'm like, Evelyn, I couldn't tell if you were wearing a hospital gown or an outfit when y'all was in the car, but okay. But, I mean, Mama had on these, oh, you just gonna cut me off. Okay, fine, absolutely okay. But, she had on these little biker shorts, and oh my God, y'all are idiots. It does not take 5 minutes to get into the next lane. Niggas, excuse us. But, and no, you're not gonna hit my car. I'm sorry, you're just not. You're gonna have to wait. Where am I? Jackie then starts talking about titties and grapes and juices and nipples. Y'all ain't never done that? And everybody's sitting there like, I've never heard of this in my life. I don't understand. Oh my Jesus God, if you don't go, the speed limit is a good 15 miles over what you driving. If you don't get out, oh Jesus. And I got 4 minutes to get to work too. Niggas, oh, I can't. Let me see. We on the safari now, and Jackie is calling the animals sexy and erotic. And I'm sitting here like, that's not healthy for us to be talking about how sexy and erotic these animals are. It's not healthy. And she, look at the giraffe. He got muscles and a long tongue and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, are you attracted to animals? For real? Like, is what Evelyn said ringing true in these days? I am genuinely so upset about this. It's gross. Malaysia comes by. We've left the safari. Oh, I forgot to talk about, they let the giraffe eat leaves out of their mouths. Malaysia comes by, and she's tiptoeing in. Now, mind you, this is my very first season of Basketball Wives, so I don't know these girls like that. I've heard a lot about Jackie Christie. I've heard a lot about Evelyn. But I'm being introduced to these girls. So she comes in, and she's tiptoeing, and she's giving baby doll, and and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to get on my nerves. Right now we okay, but I can see in the future this bothering me. But she comes in, she wants to get the tea, and Jackie Christie gives her the tea, and she talks about how she's moving to Atlanta, and Jackie Christie wants to go with her, and Malaysia's like, no, because Doug needs you here. And Jackie is like, I'd rather be with you, boo. Yeah. I can't hit it tonight, but this morning, I mean. But I'm just like, Jackie, are you attracted to her too? Who aren't you attracted to? I'm confused. And I believe you're also confused, but in a different way. But yeah, Malaysia says she's opening up a kids boutique in Atlanta, and yada, 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 yada. Let me see. She flirts with the waiter, and the waiter did not care. And honestly, it looked like the waiter may have had a different proclivity, if you know what I mean. Again, excuse the steering wheel. I'm finna have to cut this short and come back later, but let me see. She gets a Jackie Christie wrap up, I believe is what it was called. Do I want to park right? No, I don't. I really don't. I'm gonna park on elsewhere. I'm gonna park way down here, just for the sake of being far enough away from my co-worker. Anyway, this is pretty much it. But I'm stopping at they summing up all the beefs and all of that, and I'll be back. You won't know it's gonna be a while, but I'll be back in a little bit. Where I left off was Tammy, who looks a lot like Carrie Hilson in this moment. Shani and Evelyn meet up over dinner or whatever, and this is the moment when Shani has decided to be the mediator. And so they're going tit for tat. You were being disrespectful. No, you were being disrespectful. No, you were being disrespectful. And it's like, shut up. And Shani is just like, what can we do, to make y'all come together and be good girlfriends again? Then they go into Evelyn says that Tammy cursed her. Tammy says, I called you the B word. Yeah, but we call each other that all the time, and hoe is not a curse. And Evelyn is just like, I felt like it was a curse word. Yada yada. Then Tammy storms off, and she goes outside, and she gets, has her cigarette, her Virginia Slims or whatever she got. And Shani meets her outside, and she's like, how did I know this was a smoking moment? They talk, and she says, what do you want Evelyn to know? Tammy tells her what she wants Evelyn to know. They go back in, and then Shani speaks for Tammy. Shani's basically Tammy's mouthpiece, and she's like, well, Tammy wants this, that, and the other. And then they, Evelyn is like, well, yada yada, and I don't have a problem apologizing for what I said. And me and Tammy both were looking like, okay, apologize. Because saying I don't have a problem apologizing and actually saying I'm sorry are not the same thing. And I want the girls to realize that. But then Evelyn says, well, let's just say it at the same time. And they literally, do a mental 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry. And I'm like, y'all are so extra. And even Shani is like, who would have ever thought that the two of y'all would be so corny? But they are. Then Shani tiptoes, because all Shani does apparently is have lunch. Shani goes over to have lunch with Jackie and her jacket. Jackie and these jackets, Lord. She needs, much like over on Love and Hip Hop, which I've never seen, but I've heard a lot about, who is it, Tierra Marie? Her Blaze Hers. Jackie needs to start Jackie's Jackets, because a mess. But anyway, so they meet up, and Jackie comes in very much like she's going, to meet her man. You know how on TV, like when you're going to meet your man at a hotel or his apartment, y'all live apart or whatever, and you pop up with a trench coat with nothing on under it? That's literally what she did to meet Shani. And I'm like, and Shani was like, where are your clothes? And Jackie's excuse was, oh, I have a meeting after this. Meeting in the ladies' room? What kind of meeting do you have where you ain't got no clothes on under your jacket? It just didn't make sense. And then Jackie says, this is my Cruella Divine jacket. And I'm sitting here like, who is Cruella Divine? Is this a new character? Did Disney release a press statement saying that we'll be adding a new character, a new villain to our lineup? There will be, Jafar, Ursula, Maleficent, Cruella de Vil, and Cruella Divine. Who is Cruella de Vil? It's Cruella de Vil. It's a play on cruel devil. Cruella de Vil. I couldn't be bothered. And then Jackie's going off about a Ponderosa. Y'all had a Ponderosa. And I'm sitting here like, a Ponderosa is a tree. And my mom and I were watching episode 5, and they kept talking about Ponderosa. And I turned to my mom and I was like, am I tripping, or is a Ponderosa a tree? My mom was like, no, to my knowledge, a Ponderosa is a steakhouse like Bonanza and the girls. And so we had to look it up. We paused the show. I looked it up, found out that Ponderosa is both a tree and a steakhouse and a version, a variety of lemons. But when I looked it up, actually, let me go over here to Wikipedia, because when I looked it up, the first thing that popped up was Jackie Christie. Let me get over here. Ponderosa. Let me get over to the disambiguation page. Oh, well, now it didn't pop up. The nerve. Last night when I looked it up, the first thing that popped up was a quote by Jackie Christie. Who is this truck? Every time I'm doing a video, this loud truck, every time I'm doing a video at work, that truck you see behind me comes through just being loud and annoying and extra. Oh, okay, they linking up. They look like a drug transaction to me. I don't know. But anyway, back to my notes. Let me move over to episode 5. Let's get these notes together. Episode 5. Tammy and Evelyn and Tammy's wig go shopping. And the wig, my mother and I both agree, is not the look. But they're shopping, they're having a good time discussing, in vitro and all of this. And then Evelyn calls Shani, and she's like, guess who I'm with right now? Guess who I'm talking to? And Shani's like, who? And then Tammy speaks up. She's like, are y'all actually together right now? And they're like, yes, we are. And we thought it'd be cute if we call you, yada, yada, yada. And then Shani goes into, well, Jackie Christie's upset because you girls are having a Ponderosa without her. And I'm just sitting here like, this is literally a tree. But whatever. But, they are rolling their eyes and necks like, Lord, Jackie Christie and her foolishness. And that's how I was looking too. But then we swoop over to Kristen and her sisters, and I honestly, from the bottom of my heart, like I said just a few minutes ago in episode 4, don't care about what they was talking about. I didn't pay attention. They had a dog, and they were talking about the other sister, but I wasn't really paying attention. And then the one sister got in the confessional and was introducing herself and saying she has 3 children, 2 by Damon Wayans Jr. and 1 by a well-known celebrity basketball player. And from what I could gather on the interwebs last night, the basketball player is Dwayne Wade, and this is the baby he had when he and Gabrielle were on break. I don't care. But anyway, so they talking, yada yada. Then Evelyn invites Kristen on a hike. They get to the function, or Evelyn pulls up, and Kristen is stretching and, you know, giving, I'm about to go on this hike. Whatever. Jackie Christie, we get over to the restaurant, and she asks the woman, can she have, you know, plastic glasses instead of these glass glasses? And she's wrapping up all the knives and forks in the napkins, and she's taking precautions for a fight. And I'm just saying, like, when you start to set yourself up for a fight, it's almost guaranteeing a fight. But whatever, the girls, you know, Shani arrives, and then Tammy and Evelyn arrive, and they walk in together, and Jackie's like, oh, so they walking in together now, and she's just like shook about it. And it's just, why are you so why you can't just be glad the girls are on the same page where all 4 of y'all can hang out now? But no, Jackie got to be mad. So the girls sit down, and Jackie's like, let's just fight. Tammy hollers. She hollering, she done leaned over, she laying on Evelyn's shoulder, hollering. Everybody's looking like, what is wrong with you? And Jackie is giving very much, this is not funny, Tammy. It's not funny. I'm being serious and you laughing right now. And it's like, shut up, shut up. And then she reaches into her purse and pulls out a muzzle. And she's like, well, since y'all ain't gonna let me talk, I'm gonna just put on the muzzle. Shani covered her face with a napkin. Picture a large black cloth napkin. Shani did one of these. And I was sitting over there doing the very same. I'm hollering. This woman pulled a muzzle out of her purse. And then Evelyn, now I'm not quite sure. I have always gathered that Evelyn was like Puerto Rican, because she's giving me, you know, Jenny from the block. But Puerto Rican is close enough to black for me to say this. Evelyn, you just can't possibly be a regular black girl eating dog food and putting other women's muzzles on your mouth. It just doesn't, we gotta talk. Can we talk? Like, because it just does, it's not coming together. For the glory and honor of our Lord Jesus Christ, amen. It just doesn't, it don't make sense for you to be putting your mouth everywhere. Stop that. But she put the muzzle on. And then Jackie said that the muzzle is for when you get bleeped and you bleep. And I filled in the blanks in my mind, and I just didn't care for it. And then, you know, Jackie's just like, okay, well, we're cool now. It's like, shut up. Just shut up. Shut up. Just shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Just shut. I really wish I could sing today, but my throat is acting a fool. But then they go to get fat zapped. Jackie, Tammy, and Shani go to get their fat zapped somewhere. And they decide that it doesn't look sterile and clean. And I'm like, oh, well, you know, Shamia tried to tell the girls, warn the girls about buying their plastic surgery on Groupon, and yet here y'all are. But they, Evelyn says she's gonna make up an excuse that she's got diarrhea, and the girls have to take her home because they all rode together. I'm like, why y'all just couldn't say I don't feel comfortable getting my fat zap here and I'm leaving? Why we gotta lie about diarrhea? But whatever. And while they're in the office, they cackle about Kristen and her panty girdle, her biker shorts, and I'm just like, she's gonna see this, and she's gonna be upset. And they talking about how Evelyn wants to treat her to a makeover and yada yada yada. Malaysia meets up with Brandy, and please be reminded, I said it before, and I'm gonna keep saying it. This is my first season of Basketball Wives ever, so I don't know this girl. But I know my introduction to her, she was getting on my nerves, and I don't know why. Just her spirit just didn't line up with my spirit at all. But the wig Malaysia had on, I didn't care for. And I didn't care for her saying that she was celibate, because there's no N in celibate. I didn't care for it. Because I'm like, I feel like when people mispronounce words a lot of the time, I'm trying to figure out, are they mispronouncing it on purpose? To like lie but not lie, like she said she was celibate. She could come back and say, you know, if she gets caught in the throes, she could come back and say, well, I didn't tell you I was celibate. I said I was celibate. Bent over this desk. Like, I'm watchful. I've got my eyes. But anyway, we flew back over to Evelyn, and they were able to gather 27 eggs. So we gonna celebrate and go to Florida or something like that. And she was talking about Tammy. She was telling Tammy and Shani, and she wants them to come with her to Florida for the celebration. Then she said she was going to invite Jackie, and I'm like, I don't understand, because it just doesn't For you, just last episode, to say Jackie's the type of girl to put peanut butter in places undesirable and let dogs lick them off, I just didn't. It doesn't make sense to me. But whatever. And then they're at a let me see. They're at a function. Excuse me. It's allergy season, and I had a light drip. They're at a function. I don't know where they are, but Shani says she's glad to see Malaysia without Brandy. And Malaysia's like, what does that mean? I can't believe shook down boots. And then even Tammy, a little while later mentions, I definitely like you. I definitely don't want to be around Brandy. And Malaysia is just like, I don't know. Why don't y'all like Brandy? But from what I can gather from the flashbacks, Brandy's out here acting a fool. So that's why. I don't even know these girls, and I can see, that there's just conflict between the girls. But whatever. Anyway, Jackie goes off about feeling lonely. This is at the function. They having drinks or something. She's talking about feeling lonely and something. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. And then there's a woman across yonder. She's, coming in, and Tammy's like, I know her from somewhere. And they call her over, excuse me. And my mom was like, I know she's not hollering across the club at this woman. But she did. She hollered, she excused me and asked her to come on over. And she comes over and she's like, oh yeah, I know you. You are a stylist and you style for the girls and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then they proceed to, feel on her boobs. No, before they even feel on her boobs, Evelyn is like, oh, I know somebody, I need you to help me style, yada, yada, yada. And Jackie's like, who? Who is it? Who? And then they tell her, she's like, oh, I know Kristen, and she gonna be very upset. She may even hit you over this. And it's like, it's not that serious. Homegirl wore Spanx to a safari. You have to be open to receiving, especially from older women, and this is no shade to Evelyn. Evelyn is one of the matriarchal girls on the show. So you just have to, bow, submit, and at least hear what they're saying. If mother is telling you, that, you don't have it together, then you may want to take a listen and take a look at yourself and see what mother is talking about. With girls, that's some Iyanla stuff. Did I ever do my Iyanla video? I don't think I did. I'm coming right back, I guess. But anyway, so Jackie's offended on Kristen's behalf, and then they start touching the woman's boobs, and Jackie is like, oh, feel these, and then she invites other girls, yeah, feel them. And I'm like, you can never invite somebody to touch my breasts when I didn't invite you to touch my breasts. It just won't. But anyway, that was Basketball Wives episode 4 and 5. Let me swoop through here and do the Iyanla video that I forgot to do. It won't even be long. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that, down in the description. Matea's GoFundMe is in the description, and all of that. So, peace.